Hi everyone, welcome to this demonstration on some sky. So as you can see here, I have been experimenting with some colours. I decided to go with a stormy look. So I've got ultramarine, burnt sienna, cadmium yellow, and I have got alizarin crimson, but I'm not sure if I'm going to use that yet. So I've got some mini versions that I've done, and I've written next to them what I've used. I've also going to now draw up the main picture of Stonehenge, which I have actually already done. I've got that here. So you can just about see it on there, hopefully. And I'm going to start our demonstration. So excuse the noise. Okay. So as usual, I've mixed up all my colours in my palette already. I'm going to add some water all over. When you do your painting, I mean, if you want to, you can use masking fluid to mask out Stonehenge itself. I'm deliberating. What I'm going to actually do is just paint over it. I think that will just make it easier. And I'll show you how I might get around making it too dark to paint over in the demo, hopefully. So let's just get this water on. I'm putting a fair amount on because I'm aware of it. You know, it's a bigger area and I don't want the underneath to dry. So in this respect, you don't want to soak it, but give it a good coating of water for sure, because it will give you much more time to do your sky. I'm just going to let it dry out down here. So let's go. I've got ultramarine and burnt sienna, and together I'm mixing them to make a nice deep grey. And I intend to add bits of blue separately as well. When I did my little version, I left some of the sky up above just plain because I quite liked it actually. In this instance, I'm going to fill it with a bit of blue because I quite liked that. But it's quite nice just to leave, you know, little areas of white as well. I'm going to try and sort of follow what my little mini version did. I mean, it's not going to be exactly the same. It can never be exactly the same. But I'm using that as my guide. I'm not going to be picking the paper up to swish it about. I'm just going to let it dry flat. So you can see I've got a lot of water there because you can see the movement coming down, which is also quite nice and does actually make me want to leave a bit of maybe a little gap and then maybe for some of it to blend into. We'll see. I'm just going to take some of this dark colour up here as well. It looks wetter here and dry here actually, so I might go with that. You can see where I've picked up, not on purpose, but some of the burnt sienna there. I quite like that as well, so it's all good. I'm just adding a little bit of water in here just so it fuzzies in a little bit more around there. And as I come across, I'm going to start to add a bit more burnt sienna into the mix, so it potentially becomes more of a warmer grey as well. Around here, and just pushing it in as I go, working quite quickly. And this is why it's important to have those colours mixed up in your palette. This side is darker. I'm going to have, well, just the way that the watercolour has gone, maybe some light coming down this side. So I might make the right hand side just a little bit lighter. Just adding a bit more of the blue there, letting it all blend in. Now I'm going to start using some more burnt sienna which I'm then going to mix with my cadmium yellow to give, you know, like a lighter, sort of brighter look towards the bottom. You can see how wet that is there actually. I'm just going to lift off some of that water down here because that's forming quite the puddle. So don't forget, if you're doing this, you're lifting it off and you're wiping your brush on your tea towel or whatever it is you're using. Yep, do be mindful of that. So let's add a bit more of our burnt sienna as we come down. I'm going to go over Stonehenge there. I'm going to add some burnt sienna to my cadmium yellow mix, just so we've got that sort of a mix in there so it doesn't go in too bright too much. As I said, if you wanted to, you could have put masking fluid over here, but because I'm putting yellow at the bottom, I'm going to use that to my benefit a little bit later, hopefully, for those highlights. I'm going to start adding a bit more burnt sienna into it. I might just leave that white there, I think. Now I'm going to let that dry, see what happens. Looks quite exciting at the moment. While that's drying, I'm going to use the same cadmium yellow and I'm going to mix that to various degrees with my ultramarine for the grass area. So by using the two colours that I've already got in this picture, it's just going to make it all sit, you know, rather nicely together. I'm just going to go in between there. I don't want to necessarily put green onto the stones at this point. I will paint the stones, probably mixing the burnt sienna and ultramarine together for a nice grey, and mixing that grey into various degrees as well. Right, let's add some more yellow in here. So I'm going to have more of a yellowy green in the background there. And then I'm just going to add a little bit more blue into the mix to make it a little bit darker. So as we come into the foreground, it's just going to get a little bit darker down here. So just as a reminder, this is using ultramarine with my cadmium yellow. I'm going to bring a little bit more yellow in. It's that nice rich colour there. I'm going to bring a little bit more yellow in still, just for up at the top there. So that's going to be our demonstration. Quite short and sweet, but hopefully enough to get you on. I'm going to let this dry, and then when I paint into Stonehenge, I'll send a photo of that one instead. So have fun with your sky. Do some experimenting with little pictures first, and then just play with it and see how you go.